11 Palestinians are killed, raising the death toll as a result of the Israeli aggression on Gaza to 167 as the occupation is threatening to demolish the neighborhoods at the Strip. Tens of Daesh terrorists are killed and their vehicles destroyed in different parts of Iraq. Ministers of Iran and G5+1 discuss in Vienna ways to solve the nuclear file. Good afternoon. Welcome to our news bulletin. I'm Dani Nizam. In its session held under the chairmanship of Speaker Mohammed Jihad al-Laham, the People's Assembly condemned the ongoing Israeli aggression against the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip, which killed dozens of Palestinians and injured hundreds of them. Speaker of the Assembly said that the recent aggression on the Gaza Strip is part of the broader war waged by the terrorist groups, supported by the US and Western states in the Middle East, especially in Syria and Iraq, in which the Israeli hand has emerged clearly to play a role carrying out an aggression with every failure suffered by the terrorist groups at the hands of the Syrian Arab army, and also to provide logistic, military and medical service to those terrorist groups. Al-Laham reiterated that the war against Syria is aimed first and foremost to serve the interests of the Israeli occupation and to liquidate the Palestinian cause with the help of some Arab regimes, stressing that what is happening today is a proof of that, as the Israeli occupying entity is striking and destroying Gaza when the terrorist groups of Daesh are burning the land and destroying buildings in Syria and Iraq. Speaker of the Parliament called on all the honourable people in Syria and the world to mobilise together to confront the threat of terrorism before it's too late. He also called on the executive and legislative branches to exert efforts to secure the services and basic needs of the citizens, as well as to control the prices in the market. The Israeli occupation forces renewed their airspace on land violations of Lebanon's sovereignty, carrying out attacks on several areas to the south of the country, coinciding with their brutal aggression on the Gaza Strip. More than 1,100 Palestinians were killed and 166 others injured as a result of the ongoing Israeli aggression on Gaza. The Palestinian resistance repelled this morning, a marine landing attempt by Israeli occupation units on the northwestern parts of Gaza Strip. In retaliation to the continuous Israeli aggression, Palestinian resistance targeted an Israeli tank north of Gaza by an anti-tank rocket and also struck an Israeli military site called the Third Eye, as well as launched hundreds of rockets into several areas in Jerusalem, Tel Aviv and the Zionist settlements. Meanwhile, sirens wailed in Dimona, Nitifat and Bir el-Saba. Hundreds of Syrian citizens gathered in front of the UN headquarters in Damascus, denouncing the silence of the Arab and world countries on the crimes committed by the Israeli occupation in Gaza. The demonstrators asserted that the Arabs are carelessly watching the Israeli aggression, while the reactionary regimes are supporting the Zionist schemes of destroying certain countries in the region and their military capacities by feeding the Takfiri Wahhabi terrorists. In a statement, the demonstrators stressed that the destruction and killings committed by the Zionist entity is proof of the terrorist nature of this entity and of its crimes against humanity. Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei said that the US and Britain are supporting the Zionist entity's brutal attacks against Gaza Strip. Khamenei denounced the silence of the world on the painful crimes against the Palestinian people in Gaza Strip and on the killing of so many people, most of them innocent children, questioning the fact that the recent aggression on Gaza and the fall of so many innocent victims doesn't raise any attention worldwide. Units of the Syrian Arab Army eliminated a number of terrorists in Al-Quneitra countryside, while in Idlib countryside, the units of the Syrian Arab Army killed and injured large numbers of terrorists by targeting their gatherings in several areas. In Homs, the cases of 63 armed men from Al-Ghanto village in the northern countryside of the governorate were settled after they turned themselves in and handed their weapons to the authorities. In Iraq, army forces eliminated huge numbers of the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant terrorists south of Samarra and destroyed 8 vehicles belonging to them. The army forces also killed the ISIL leader's cousin with his assistant during clashes in the northeast of Baquba, whereas 15 terrorists from the ISIL were killed and 17 others were injured during clashes with the tribes south of Tikrit. In Turkey, the Turkish police used tear gas and water hoses against Turkish youths who organized a demonstration in Hakkari city in the southeastern parts of the country, protesting against the violations and crimes committed by the so-called Islamic State of Iraq and the Sham terrorist organization against the Syrians. Turkish website Odatay mentioned that the Turkish police chased the young men who erected barriers on the roads and set fire to tires in denunciation of the terrorist group's violations against the Syrian citizens in Ain Larab city. The foreign ministers of Iran and the 5+1 group held direct talks in Vienna for 2 days in order to issue a draft for the final agreement concerning the Iranian nuclear file. Assistant of the Iranian minister stressed that his country hopes for progress in the negotiations and for positive results. Athlete Majduddin Ghazal won the gold medal in high jump in Moscow Friendly Athletics Championships. Ghazal, who is member of the national athletics team, was ranked first after he jumped 223 centimeters, beating all other competitors. Last month, Ghazal won the gold medal in high jump in Malaysia Open Athletics Championship. He also got the silver medal in the 6th Asian Indoor Athletics Championships held in the Chinese city of Hangzhou last February. With this, we end our news for today. Thank you for watching us. For more details about Syria and the region, you can view this bulletin again on syriaonline.sy. After the break, it's Vani with our economic and business news. God bless you and long live Syria.